Good afternoon. This is Ron Brown. It's Friday afternoon, March 1st, 2024. There's about 30 minutes left in the market, and I want to show you more on creating watch lists and HCSI. I have added a couple more scans which are all related, and I'll show you where they are, but let's go ahead and get started. And it's easier to show than to explain. Okay, as usual, any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you don't have the software, if you want to use these techniques I'm showing you, you're going to have to get the HCSI software. It's the only package that really lets you customize and do these things that I'm showing in these videos. Now, if you look over here on the left-hand side, these are my favorite daily prospecting scans, end of day and intraday. That's kind of misleading because I put both the intraday and the end of day in the scans in some of them, not in all of them. But here's what I want to show you today. The top folder, money flow in, and folder number 2, money flow out. I'm going to open this up, and if you go down here and look at number 4 and 4A, what these two do is they access the smart groups that I'm using to create money flow. They access them directly without any filtration. So I'm going to bring up a arrow here and point out that I am currently in the money flow in, end of day, and if you look down here you'll see that there are 873 securities. That is from Thursday's market. Now all of these stocks had to have a daily range of at least 50% or close in the upper portion of their daily range. They had to have volume over the 90 day volume percentage, and they had to be moving up. So these stocks, this many stocks qualified for that yesterday. That's a lot. Now I'm going to go to the other side of this. Well, before I do that though, let me bring this back up. I'm going to drop down in here. These are from last night with the end of day demand combo. Now if I go to the intraday, which is one below it, it's right here. This is the same list of stocks. Right here, 873. But now this is what's happening with them intraday. This is the intraday change. Notice that now the intraday volume isn't necessarily over the 90-day moving average volume. That was for end of day only. But these are sorted on my intraday range scan. And that will bring the stocks with the biggest gains trading near the upper end of their range to the top of the list out of the 873. So it's the same list, it's just the intraday version of it. So what this allows us to do is see which one of these 873 stocks are following through today, and it's all sorted nicely for you if you use my views. Now I did the same thing on the money flow out. It's in folder number 2, number 3. I'm going to point this out that there were 678 right here yesterday, so there was more money flowing in than flowing out. Now, for these stocks, the price had to be down. They had to be trading below 50% of their daily range, and the volume still had to be above the 90-day moving average volume. So these stocks yesterday, the money was flowing out. Now, if I go to the intraday, this will show me which of these stocks continued down. If they're still going down, they're going to be in this column, and they'll be red at the intraday one-day change. Now this is sorted on range and volume down. You can see this one's trading at the bottom of its range, and the range and the price, not the volume. 14 cents. It's trading flat. This one's trading at 3.33% of its daily range, down 30 cents. So these were following through to the downside. Now I'm going to show you while I'm in here that a lot of times these stocks that were down for the day, and we have a very strong market today, you just sort on this intraday change. This was money flow out yesterday. Obviously, money is flowing into these stocks today. These are all biotech type stocks, it looks like. Here's one that's up 63% today. I'm going to bring it up in the chart, and you can see that the money flowed out for one day. It had flowed into it for a couple of days, had a shakeout for one day, and look at it today. Cheap stock. Let's find a stock that's I didn't have an intraday last column in here. I paused the video to put that in, and when I ship these, I'll make sure that that's in there. So let's find a stock that's a little more expensive here. PTC Therapeutics, $32 to $33 stock. It's up 16.5% today. Yesterday, the money flowed out of it slightly, and you can see that it gapped down, and here it is up 16.5%. So when you're looking at the money flowing out yesterday, I suggest you do a resort or sort on this percentage price change one day if you're looking for stocks that were shaken out or were going down and now they're moving to the upside. Okay, I'm going to go back to raw combo though, and I'm going to go back up here to the money flow in intraday. You're going to see a lot of these stocks that were up yesterday, or money was flowing in while they're down today. So obviously it just works in the opposite direction. Here's one, SoundHound. A lot of hype on this one because NVIDIA has taken a stake in it. Earnings came out yesterday. They were somewhat disappointing, so shake out today. See what happens with it in the future. But if NVIDIA likes it, ultimately it's probably going to be a good stock. Their revenues and so on were just not quite up to expectations. But you can see the money was flowing in yesterday, and the money is flowing out today. Okay, so I'm in the money flow in intraday, and this is all securities. What's nice about this, I need to bring the designer up. If you're interested in certain types of stocks, you can take this money flow in or money flow out and go into anything. For example, I'm going to go into the not user smart groups. I'm going to actually go into the smart groups, and I'll just use Charles Kirkpatrick. These are formulas and groups that have been in here for a long time, and he classified them according to bargain, growth, or value. So, and I'm not going to explain what they are because I really can't remember, to tell you the truth. Let's see if the group properties shows here. Okay, it's right here. Just click on right mouse click and go to group properties, and it last close is 10, the RS rank is 97, and the price of sales ranks between 17 and 42. He considers these bargains. So if you want to go into his bargain list, click on the warehouse, and 20 of these stocks. Let me make sure that the filter is engaged. No, not 20. Yeah, always have to click on this right here to re-engage the filter after you take stocks and have them flow into the warehouse. So these are his bargain stocks based upon his filter, and you can see that several of them are doing okay today. So let's bring it up. What were his requirements? RS rank of 97, I believe. I could have that wrong, but you can see this is a strong stock. Now this stock has had money flow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Okay, just because the volume was above the 90-day, and so I'm just eyeballing this, but I think that's true. But let's do a little experiment here. What's the symbol? I don't need Intel in there. RVLV. I'm going to go to my filters, and I'm going to type in symbol. And I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to type in RVLV. You can do this with any stock, and I'm going to say OK. So that symbol is what is active. And now I'm going to click up here on the group inclusion report. And I have selected, let me clear these. I just ran these. I want to redo them so you can see how this works. Money flow, end of day. I'm going to select February and check the children. So it's going to check everything from February of this month. And I'm going to use the applied filter. It's just under symbol, but the symbol is RVLV, and I'll click on OK. And the reason I'm doing this is it's going in and it's pulling the money flow both in and out from those folders. That's why I say these folders every day. I'm just going to highlight this and do a Control C, and then up here I'll do a Control F, and that pastes money flow in there, and you can see that the money flow starts showing up on the 22nd, then to the 26th, 27th. So was I right about this? Let's go over here, click on this, and what is that date? Oh, that's clear back here. Okay, 22nd, and then the 26th is the next one. I was correct. Here's 26, but it was also showing up back here on the, where is the 22nd? Right here. It was showing up here in the money flow in February on that little candle, and then it showed up here again, here again, here again, and here again. So what I'm showing you here is that these stocks, or many of them, show up multiple times in the money flow groups, and they will be showing up in that big list of stocks, and then you can leave this money flow in smart groups 4A in place, and then you can just click on any of these other groups, any group you want to. If you want the NASDAQ 100, just use it. In fact, let's go to the NASDAQ Major Market Index Components. Click on that. Okay, there's 102 stocks there. I'm going to click through to the warehouse view, and then I'll activate the filter, and 38 of those stocks in the NASDAQ 100 were showing up as money flow stocks yesterday. You can see that most of them are still up. There are a few that are down. Zscaler must have reported earnings, but all of these stocks were in the are in the money flow folder. So let's do this. Let's take a look at Marvel. See what it looks like. Okay, so it showed up here in money flow only one day. I'm not going to run this, but it probably, I know it showed up here also because volume's above the 90-day moving average, and here also. But let's look for another stock. Well, this one just showed up yesterday. Volume right above, barely above the 90, but it closed in the upper part of its range. I'm still looking. Let's take a look at Micron. Okay, now Micron would have shown up here and here also, because that is, even though it's a small candle, it closed in the upper part of its range. Volume was above the 90. So let's just do this. This isn't a perfect stock by any means, but MU. Okay. And then, as soon as the stocks update, I'm running in the background, I'm going to run this group inclusion report. These same groups are already selected. I'm using the applied filter, so Micron will come up here. Now look at all these money flow outs that showed up. But I'm going to do a Control F because this is already in here, and these are the money flow in. So 22nd is right here. It showed up here. Didn't show up here because the volume wasn't above the 90 period, but it showed up here with an effort to rise, and then it showed up on the 27th, which was right. That's the 29th. Here's the 27th, even though it's a black candle, upper range on heavier volume, and then yesterday on the 29th it showed up again, and today it's moving up. Let me see if I can find a little better example. AMD. That's all right. AMD is all right. I'm still looking for, how about Adobe? Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so this sold off hard on earnings, and let's see where the money flow started on this one. So once again, I have to go in and edit this symbol, ADBE, and this is nothing you have to do. I'm just showing you that money flow works. Okay. And I'm going to run this. Say OK. And here's Adobe. I'll do a Control F. And you can see that money flowed in on all of these dates going back to February 1st, the 2nd, the 9th, and then recently, this is what I'm looking for recently. These are all money flow outs. Here's the money flow in on the 23rd and again yesterday. So here is the 23rd right here. Volume was above the 90-day. And then yesterday, money flowed in again, and look at the stock. It's going up. Now I know Netflix has been moving up. Let's see if Netflix is in the list today. No, it isn't in here. Maybe it didn't get above the volume wasn't enough. I'll just bring it up here in the chart. Let's take a look. Okay, you can see that money, it didn't get above the 90 period moving average on any of these days, not since back here. So this would not be showing up in money flow. So my money flow indicators aren't perfect, but they work well. But now I'm going to, even though it hasn't shown up recently, I'm going to run Netflix and see where the money flow in symbols or signals were. So let's just run it. And I'm just doing February. I probably need to go back into March on this one. Let's do that. This is February. I'm not March, I mean January. Sorry about that. Check children. Okay. Control F. Now look at Netflix here on the money flow in. January 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 29th, and then February 1st and February 14th. So this is February 14th right there. That was the same day it crossed over. But going back here, January 22nd, that's the 24th. Here's the 23rd, right here on the 22nd. It showed up as a money flow in stock, and then this was earnings, of course. And after that, it took up and it consolidated, and now it just has continued to go up. 3 crossed the 6 again right here, and it really has not, and it has not gone back below that. Now, if you're an Insider Club member, you get all this stuff that I'm talking about. Everything, all these groups, I put them in here every day. And you don't have to, I don't expect you to do this. Just all I'm doing is showing you that these money flow filters seem to work. They don't work all the time. Just like here, the money flow is coming in, obviously, but it's not strong enough based on volume. But back here is where the money flow really showed up on Netflix. Okay, I don't want this video to be too long as usual, but let me just do one more thing here. I'm going to go down this time into the user smart groups, and let's just go into perfect speculator stocks within 5% of the 52-week high, transfer that, and so you can see here's the group right here out of money flowing smart groups yesterday. So this, look at that, 262 stocks yesterday were in the list of money flow, the perfect speculator stocks. So it just shows you that a lot of leading stocks are continuing to go higher. Let me sort on raw combo and look at this, all this green here, all these stocks that were up today that were showing up in the money flow. Let's look at KLAK. Okay, a little bit choppy, but look at that. Well, that's a very expensive stock. How about AMD? I looked at that, didn't I? I didn't run it, but I'm going to do one more and call this video good. How about a home builder? Let's look at KB Home. All right, look at this. Let's run this one. So what's the symbol? KBH. Edit. Okay. And this is going to be January and February, because I already have them selected. So I'm going to run it. I think I'm updating is what's taking so long here. So KBH, control. So going back to January 10th, and then the 25th, and the recent ones are the ones I'm interested in. So on the 6th, 12th, and the 29th, you can see right through here that it did not get above the 90-day average volume line very often. So even though there were white bodies here, there just wasn't a lot of enthusiasm. But so let's go back to the 6th. Is this the 6th? That's the 6th. See this volume? This is a pocket pivot bar, and this is the 6th right here. With its pocket pivot and strength seen returning. And then it crossed over here, but notice the volume didn't cross over, but it showed up on the money flow scan right here. And it also showed up here yesterday, and it continued up today because this was above here. It updated. Here it's back. Notice this bar didn't get above the 90. Now, I could modify my money flow, but I really don't want to because I think it's doing its job. But I could modify it so it lets stocks in where the volume isn't above the 90. I'll think about that, but I just don't want too many stocks appearing. There's plenty of selection here. So I'll probably just leave it as is now. But one thing I could do, and I may do this, is make scans where their pocket pivots are showing. See, these bars didn't get above the 90, but the 90-day moving average. But the pocket pivots came in. Neither did this one. But I could make some scans where the pocket pivots are showing up, 5 or 10-day pocket pivots, and the stocks are trading at 50% of their range or greater. And that would pick up some of these other scans. Let's see what it would have done on Netflix. And then I'm going to end this video. Okay, it would have picked them up here, and it would have picked them up here. And these were not showing up in the money flow scan. So I could do the pocket pivot. I may do that. I'm not going to get it done. I may do it sometime over the weekend, and I'll let you know if I do that. But it won't be included in the files tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this. I think there's just a tremendous amount of potential in these money flow scans in conjunction with the warehouse views and filters. It's if you find money coming in to a stock, and especially if there is an effort to rise or a very bullish candle, like right here, that's just also reinforces the money flow. Okay, thanks for listening. Have a good weekend. The market acts like it doesn't ever want to go down. So all the trends are up. I'm not going to do a weekend report. There'll be plenty of those out there with opinions, and you have all the tools you need with HGSI to make your own determination. And you'll see my Monday morning image about the state of the NASDAQ. And if you want to keep up on what I think about the markets, if you're not on the mailing list for HGSI, the bulletin board. You should be. Let me go in here and see. Help. Let's go to the HGSI community. You can join this group right here, and you'll get my mailings every Monday morning. You can also go to Facebook. And let's see. The Edge Raider and Facebook group. I put these up every morning or during the week, and you can go back and look and see what my calls were. I also put the videos up here, but you can just track this and see how I was feeling about the market and see if I was right or wrong. But anyway, these are all from using HGSI tools. You can look at this information and then you can figure out for yourself how to read the market. I'm just using a standard tools, support and resistance, VPA flags, price and volume, and so on. Nothing exotic. I don't believe in a bunch of indicators, and you don't need them. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for listening, and I'll get the files updated and put on the server tomorrow morning so you can have these latest scans.